All right guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all well. So we're at the start of a new year, January 2026. Now, at the beginning of every year, there is the NAMM show, which is a great place to go and check out all the new gear that's been released from all the different brands. That in mind, Victory Amplification, a brand that I've worked very closely for many years now on the R&D side of things, are releasing a new amplifier, which we're going to check out in this video. We're talking about a brand new amplifier from Victory Amps. If you remember last year, they brought out the spare no expense, all bells and whistles, handmade, hand-wired amplifiers. There was the MK Clean and the MK Overdrive. And those amplifiers are immensely expensive, but at the same time, they have all the features you could want and they're handmade, they're hand-wired, which takes a lot of time and effort. So it's way more expensive than the general line of Victory products. And the MK Clean was kind of referencing things like the 2-Rock, the Dumbles, that kind of high headroom super clean. Whereas the MK Overdrive was deemed more like Martin's ultimate, rock amplifier. So it had a clean, had 2 different types of gain, and it was very much voiced how he'd really want to, hear a rock amplifier. But with that in mind, we now have the MKX, which is a lunchbox version. And it's way more affordable. I want to use the word affordable lightly here because at the same time, these lunchbox heads from Victory, you're talking like 1,200–1,300 quid. But in comparison to sort of $5 grand that the hand-wide ones are, it's definitely more affordable. When you're buying an all-tube valve head, you can expect to pay that kind of price nowadays, especially when it's not made in somewhere like China or whatever. The MKX is a 50-watt all-tube head. It has 3 ECC83s in it and 2 EL34s. And it's pretty much, we're taking the same feature set that was on the MK Overdrive. So you've got a clean with its own dedicated EQ and level. Then you've got gain 1 and gain 2, which share an EQ, and they share the same level control. 2 masters, built-in reverb, presence and resonance. So it's very much the same kind of vibe. But of course, it's smaller, it's not as loud, it's not 100 watts. It's a little more achievable price-wise. The built-in reverb is cool because we've got a toggle switch which selects 2 different types of reverb. You've got a level and a decay control for that reverb as well. And the 2 different types, you can think of it like a plate and like a spring kind of vibe reverb. And then, you've got bass, middle and treble, you've got level and master volume, and then gain. And that's pretty much it, apart from obviously presence and resonance control. The nice thing with the 2 masters, which we've done on a lot of other Victory amps, is that you've got like control over solo boost, or if you run a clean really hot, you can actually attenuate that with its own dedicated master if you want to do it that way. But that's the features of the MKX. It's a lunchbox head, and it's probably worth saying that this may replace or may sit in place of the Jack series of amplifiers. That was seen as a kind of Swiss Army knife. It did a bit of everything. But the MKX and the MK Overdrive kind of do that now. So it may well be that the Jack sort of disappears and then we've got the MKX, which is basically a more refined, beefed up version of that kind of sound. Without further ado, let's crack on. Rig-wise, I'm going into a Mesa 412 loaded with V30s. On the ground, I've got a Starlight Echo Station delay from Universal Audio. I've got a Big Sky reverb from Strymon, my favorite. Then I'm running a Cali 76 stacked compressor and the Greer Lightspeed organic overdrive in front. We'll obviously hear the built-in reverb, but this is the kind of rig I like to set up when I'm using amps anyway. So anyway, let's crack on and check out the MKX from Victory Amps. Okay, guitar-wise, Ernie Ball Music Man Sabre loaded with silos. We'll start with clean and move through and get to the high gain stuff. I've got the reverb on the amplifier as well, so let's begin. So it's like very chimey. Let's throw on a bit of delay. A little bit of compression. So you can clearly hear that the clean channel is super chimey, it's nice touch responsive, and obviously when you add compression and stuff, it brings out a lot more of those sort of chimes and dynamics. It's very nice. Before I start using the Big Sky, this is the sound of reverb number 1. As you can hear, let me turn it up so you can really hear it. And it's got quite a lot of decay as well. So you can get a lot out of that, especially for the style I like to play. And then we'll move on to reverb number 2. Definitely like a spring vibe. Just turn that down a bit. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm going to use my own reverb at this point, just because I enjoy dialing in different reverb and delay settings. So we've got the Big Sky and the Starlight Echo. Okay, so that gives you an idea of the clean channel. Let's move on to the crunch, or OD1. Depends. I like to use it as a crunch, but it can go. So this is it. Nothing, no pedals, nothing. Straight in. So I've got it set up in such a way that when I'm using positions 2 and 4 or whatever, that it gives me that kind of edge of breakup that I really like. Really like a little bit of bite on the end. And But at the same time, you could either add an overdrive or just turn the gain up. So that's the gain before 12. If I go up to like 3/4, so it's definitely got punch, like it's got enough articulation that it can be percussive, that you can throw on an overdrive. You could use compression. With the chorus split. Or you could use compression and overdrive. A little cheeky Phil X lick there. It's worth saying that it's a really nice feel under the fingers, this particular style of overdrive, which is something I know Martin's a big fan of. This feels very Martin Kidd, whereas the Kraken feels like more me, the kind of overdrive tones I like, but this is definitely got that Martin Kidd, like, it's articulate, but at the same time it's very forgiving under the fingers, which I really like. Let's move on to overdrive 2. that's just the amp with a little bit of reverb from the Big Sky, but it's super fun. Again, it follows on from Overdrive 1, where you've got that forgiving feel under the fingers, and it's not like super bright articulate like the Kraken maybe, but it's got enough percussive element to it that it can do all that stuff, and you can tighten it up with an overdrive if you want. It sounds and feels great. I'm going to try a different guitar. Okay, this video's probably been really long because I got carried away. I wanted to just try it in all different kinds of shapes and sizes, tones wise. I had a lot of fun with this amp, but then again, I'm biased because I work with Victory amps and I'm a big fan of the amplifiers in general, and I just think they're all great. They're great sounding, they always feel great. Martin Kidd is one of those amp designers that understands the guitarist's feel and response and the way an amp gives back to you because he plays guitar himself. He's a really great guitar player. And so all his amps have that same kind of thing. They all have a thing that feels forgiving to the guitar player, that allows us to express ourselves in any which way we want. It's just about dialing it in and finding that thing. And it always happens. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I stumbled across a combination of different things and ended up just trying out some of the old Tosca riffs, a couple of Dorje riffs, and just getting lost in the vibes. And that always happens when I'm playing Martin's designs. It's just what happens. And that's just me. Call me biased, but my preferred sound of an amplifier is Victory, and it has been for 10, 15 years, however long it's been now, I can't even remember, probably 10 years, I think it has. Kraken came out 10 years ago and I was using the Victory stuff before that, way before I got involved. I just found my amp brand that works really well with me. And that's not to say they're the best, because obviously it's all subjective. I'm waffling anyway. That's the MKX. I think it's a great amplifier. It's really nice that you've got that kind of flexibility tonally, now, you know, filtered down from the MK Overdrive for a more affordable price. I think it's around 1300, could be wrong, but I'll put links in the description box. But it's more than loud enough. It's 50 watts tube, EL34, so it's got that nice barky mid-range, and it feels really great under the fingers. But anyway, what do you guys think of this amp? Let me know in the comment section below if you get a chance to try one. I'd love to know your thoughts. Big love to my Victory fam. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe and share. I've been Rabea, and I'll see you all very soon.